Hey yo, hey. It's Copy Who. I'm Paul the producer, and I'm your host of whatever this is. I welcome you all. What a day, what a day. I've had a very strange diet today. It's an unorthodox diet for me because I had a can of beans for lunch, and I'm really feeling that. Had it with a couple slices of toasted bread and had an orange, but like, you know, whole can of beans. You know what I'm saying? Like, goobadoo, blah, 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 blah. And then I went to dinner with my mom. Just got back a little bit ago. My dad's up in the mountains gambling because that's what dad does. And so what happened at dinner tonight was I ordered this thing called a tuna wrap at a seafood restaurant. It says the tuna will be seared, and I did not know that it was going to come to me like a very raw few pieces of tuna seared on top, but the rest were so raw, and I was like, yeah. So I only ate about a third of that. And that was on top of the beans, and now my stomach is like, ugh. But to make up for the tuna that I did not eat very much of, I got an appetizer, which was 3 or 5 jumbo coconut flavored shrimp, fried shrimp. Delicious, worth it, yummy, very, very pleased with that choice. And now here we are. So I'm expecting over the next half hour or so that I'm going to have like a yucky stomach. Okay? I have several things I'm going to talk about tonight. And one of them is I'll mention that in a little bit. What I'm going to talk about tonight is I'm going to talk about Gonzo from Sesame Street. I have a very short video of a lady driving her car and sitting at the light, and she's just sitting there tapping on her phone like doo 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 doo. Because, you know, like, driving doesn't require attention. Why should you like give your attention to driving when you have a phone at the red light? You can just stop and play on your phone. So I have a video of that I'm going to play. I have a few then and now pictures because I always love doing those. I'm very opinionated about those. And next I have up then and now, which is like Quan with Steven Spielberg. He won the Best Supporting Actor at the Golden Globes, and that was kind of cool. Let's see, Bam Margera. I'm supposed to have a link here from him, but damn it, I didn't put the link here, so I effed that up. I won't be doing that. Rollo Tomassi clip, Don't Try to Hook Up at Work. And so I'm going to just like jump right into this and begin because it's going to be a long night. Okay. And so I will just come right over here and say, this is the money shot. And one tiny thing has changed today, and that's kind of cool. It's not a tiny thing. I upgraded this mixer. It was a Rodecaster Pro 1 before. Now it's a Rodecaster Pro 2. You might notice a tonal change in the audio. In fact, I want to just check something really fast. See if this is still set the way I put it, because I don't like... Where the hell? Here we go. Yes, it is. I'm checking something called a high pass filter because I didn't like how it sounded before. There's a tonal change that I'm not entirely happy about. And I spent so many hours last night and today trying to figure this out. I figured it out enough to do this show this evening. And hopefully I'll get through this without any huge major problems. But this is a much more capable board. I can do funny things like this and go, "Hello, what is your name? My name is Paul and I'm a robot."
Or I can talk like this, and it's very easy. Kinda cool, huh? Oh yeah.
We gotta go back here because I didn't want to continue that. That sticks on. It doesn't come off after I stop pushing the button. But actually, just really quick, let me just say hello to my little owl friends, Copy and Jules. I have not forgotten about you. I appreciate... Whoa! It sounds like you guys are robots tonight, huh? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We're going to come back here. And without further ado, I'm going to start by talking about Gonzo from Sesame Street. What do I have to say about Gonzo from Sesame Street? Let's just... Where to begin, you know? I have a problem with Gonzo now, and it's really not with Gonzo. It's with the adults around him that do their best to corrupt sweet, innocent little Gonzo. It's society around you. The people at Sesame Street are morally corrupt. Do you know that? And all the while, as I'm saying this, I just feel like alluding to why. I'm not going to actually say why because I could get a strike. And it'll be held against me by everyone who's crazy in this world. But what you need, Gonzo, is mental help. And I really like you. I always thought you were a nice character, but it's really clear that you've gone down a path culturally with the producers there at Sesame Street, which is not in your best interest, nor is it in the best interest of society to continue with Gonzo going down the path that he is. I'm sad about you, Gonzo, really. I want to suggest that the people at Sesame Street, the producers at Sesame Street, the corporation behind Sesame Street, which is at PBS still, I don't know. Maybe you all need to take what Socrates took at the end of his life, which is like hemlock, because I think you're corrupting the youth, and that's just really all I want to say. I want to allude to how bad you guys are when it comes to children these days. I don't think you have the best interests of children at heart. We're just caught in this freaking vortex of society going extremely wrong. Whatever could I be talking about? I wonder what I'm talking about. Anyhow, that's enough of Gonzo. That's my clip on Gonzo, and I don't feel free to speak about Gonzo. So I'm mad about that too, that I don't have freedom to say everything I want to say. Even for personal reasons, I don't have freedom to say everything I want to say. But yeah, those producers at Sesame Street corrupt the youth, and I think they should drink the hemlock. And so, up next, I'm going to pull out my notes, and we are going to just briefly look at this video from the lady on her phone. Oh, I got to cut this off, actually. Excuse me, stop that right now. And so this is one of the things. If I have a video that I drop into this program, it starts playing the sound in the video automatically, and it also scrolls through it when you're like on top of it. So this is not a very good method for what I'm doing. Oh no, I don't like that either. Frickin' frickety frick. You know what? I'm so sick of that. It's really pissing me off. How about that? Little new trick I have there with the new equipment. But let's go right back to this video, shall we? And I'll scroll down to the beginning of it. I just wanted it to actually not increase the size of the video. See, because now I'm trying to get to the bottom of it where the playing part is. And so there's the lady on her phone sitting at the light. Good for you, lady. That's so responsible of you to be on the phone in your car, right? Sitting at a stoplight. That's a pet peeve of mine. I think it's indicative of the era we live in with people who are so freaking annoyingly distracted all the time that they can't say no to their phone for 2 seconds. And I'm a hypocrite because I did pick up my phone and tape her or record her doing that. Of course it's not tape, it's digital. And but that's about it. Usually when I'm in my car, all I do with my phone is either play a podcast or play songs. And I don't mess around with any text messaging or Facebook or social media of any kind. Ooh, that food is getting to me. So I just wanted to point that lady out. I'm going to do more of that. And I'm also going to do more of this, because I want to point out people who are still masked in their cars, which I think is insane. If you think you're in danger from getting sick in your car and you feel like wearing a mask, that's more indicative of mental illness in society. So beyond that, let's move on, shall we? We shall. Okay. Next on the list, I'm gonna do some then and now, and one of my favorites here is Avril Lavigne, and I have just a very redundant opinion of Avril Lavigne right here. Okay, this is how I remember her because she's immortalized in her music from her band, and of course this is her now. And Avril, the eye makeup is too much. Are you hiding something here? Like, why with the eye makeup? I just don't think it's just a bit too much. I'm not saying you're not a beautiful woman still. You look marvelous for your age. Definitely more womanly, but I would like to see you a little lighter on the makeup and confirm that beauty underneath is just perfectly fine to influence girls to not invest so much in putting sloppity bloppity blop yuck on their faces. And that's new terminology that I'm personally going to popularize. Gloppity glop glop on Avril Lavigne's face. So she's looking good. Here's one I thought was rather interesting, okay? A then and now picture of. Okay, this dude's name is actually. Let me get the new dude's name. I wrote it down here because I'm trying to be more thorough. Jean Reno and Natalie Portman, of course, from the movie The Professional, okay? This is the movie she vilifies because she was sexualized in that movie, and of course her parents let her do it, and the agent signed her up to do it, but never mind that. I actually really love how Natalie Portman has grown up. She's a gorgeous woman. She's aged so gracefully. This dude, John, however, though, as you can see, there's that beautiful jawline on a young dude. And here it's like, whoa, dude, how much partying and cocaine and buffets contributed to this, movie buffets contributed to this jawline? You got to lose 10 pounds or something, man, right? It's Hollywood, right? But maybe you're rich and famous. Let's say we go to Google and see how rich you are and see exactly why you decided to stop keeping yourself in good shape there, because you are not like a Brad Pitt who managed to stay young and good looking. So we're going to say John, what's his noodle? Whoops. And we're going to say net worth. And of course, this is all subjective. We don't know this. $70 million? I never would have guessed that dude was worth $70 million. No wonder you let go. I'd let go if I had $70 million, dude. Kudos for you, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. I can't believe how much money you have. That's amazing, dude. You're just absolutely fucking. Oops. My timing was off on that one. Oh, well. Okay, I'm going to have fun with some of these new effects sometimes. I can tell. These are just absolutely amazing. Yep, I said what you think I said. And so what I'm going to do is move on here. Enough with these two, Natalie. I'm still madly in love with you. And every time I see you, you're one of my favorite Jewish princesses in the world, along with Gal Gadot. And I almost feel like it's mandatory now just to look up Gal Gadot because this is redundant for me, I know, but Gadot. And I love this woman. Gorgeous woman. Stunning woman. Okay, let's go here and let's just look at one picture. I won't keep you here long. Look at the face on Gal Gadot. Tell you what, that is the road to Zion right there. Not her chest. I'm talking about this right here. What a gorgeous face. I don't even know if what I said is controversial, but whatever. I want to go back to this here so I can see that and know exactly where I am. Okay, yes. I'm still learning this thing. You'll have to bear with me. I don't know how this is going tonight. If this is any good, I can't tell because I'm just a amateur. I am going to love that beeping noise right there. And the bell noise. And the crash noise. That exclamation, baby. Okay, Gal Gadot. Oh, this is a beautiful one. Let's look at her there too. What an amazing face on this one. I love Judeo-Christian societies and I think it's okay to be Jewish, and I'm just saying that because I would convert to Judaism for a woman like that. Or wait, no. I think it's okay to just like convert to being Jewish. Is that even possible, or is it only religiously possible? I'm sounding like an absolute fucking moron, and I just need to shut the up. All right. Scratch all that I just said. We're moving on. Okay? Natalie Portman, you opened up that cobweb of lunacy right there. Here's another then and now. I just want to say it's a rare thing that a woman winds up looking better, and so I'm really happy for Adele. She must have worked really hard to lose this weight. I know she's caught a lot of crap from haters, but I actually I think she looks way better here. When you lose that weight, you see that jawline, and it gives you a younger look. So she's quite pretty here, and I can't object in any way, shape, or form. And I do have one technical question, which is, when you're heavy set, like I tend to think that somehow might affect the tonality of the music that you sing. And I'm curious to know if this is true or if this is the absolutely stupid that I'm saying. Whoops. I mean the stupid thing that I'm saying. I'm going to use that way too much. Does your weight impact your ability to sing when you're heavy set, like, and then you lose it? Can you still sing with the same tonal quality? I'm asking if it changes the tone, and that's it. I'm not criticizing it one way or another. I'm just wondering what happens there. And of course, this is coupled with a whole bunch of then and now pictures of women in bikinis here. And actually, I'm going to go to this one. Look at this one on the left. That's not bad. You can tell that's the now. Oh, posed and relaxed. That's not then and now. That's like manipulating the picture. Okay, so yeah, you never should have put out the relaxed one, but they both look pretty good. Attractive lady. Cut down the makeup. Do you hear what I'm saying? The makeup, you have plenty natural beauty to get by without that. I'm just saying. Oh my God, I'm on the wrong camera. Shame on me. Okay, so I'm sitting here talking about this lady. Did I talk about Adele the whole time without showing Adele? We got to go back to Adele. You got to see Adele before and after. I'm not even sure if I was zoomed in on Adele in a way that you could see her. Okay? Jawline, beautiful. Jawline with accessories. Accessories called cellulite in the plural on a cellular level. And but she's got a beautiful voice. I do happen to find her music somewhat moving. Good for you, Adele. We're moving on. I had a picture here. Let me see, actually, if I go to, here's Steven Spielberg. I think it's on Instagram. Okay, we'll talk about this one, and then I'll see if I can find that Bam Margera video that I was wanting to play. I can't freaking believe that I lost that. Anyway, here we go. This is, actually, let me come out and read his name, because this is impossible to read. This is the man from Goonies. His name is Ke Huy Quan, and he was brought to fame by Steven Spielberg in the early 80s in both Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and by playing Data in Goonies, of course. That's where he's very memorable to all of us Gen Xers who grew up loving those characters. And he won Best Supporting Actor at the Golden Globes for a movie called Everything is Everywhere. That movie was freaking amazing. And so what astonishes me about this then and now is my kind of thought was, okay, he went on, he had a good life, and I didn't think we'd ever hear from him again. But boom, he back then, you never knew he would. So like the future, you never know what's going to happen in the future. And I think it's fascinating as hell that he wound up getting a Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actor for this extraordinary movie. If you haven't seen that movie, it is astonishing. It's got a crazy storyline with all of the what do you call it? It's like a wild storyline that takes advantage of the topic of multiverses, all kinds of different universes that you go from one to the other, where you exist in a different form, and it's fascinating the way it jumps around. Also interesting with that topic is Doctor Strange. The second movie is called Multiverse of Madness, and I think that one's extraordinary too, even though it's very dark. And the villain in that second movie is played by Mad Madelson. Is that his name? Very dark, very creepy, but a good movie. I recommend this stuff to people. And now I'm going to briefly do a search for what's going on here. Is there no search? Okay, search for Bam Margera and Steve. Oh. Nothing? What the hell? This is dumb, dude. Let's just try Bam Margera. Oh, there he is right there. Anything here? Nope. What about Steve-O, you bastards? It's my problem. I didn't post it right. Steve-O. Steve-O? Steve-O, Steve-O, Steve-O. Ah, hell. Forget it. The moment is over. What I'm going to do now is we're going to continue, and I'm just going to review this video by Rollo, and we're going to wrap this up. We're going to have a good time doing it, and we're going to have a really good time doing it if I say so myself. I know. Some nights I'm more clever than other nights. I just can't help it. I've been so exhausted last night and today getting sorted with this mixer. I was thinking it would just be, oh yeah, learn a few extra things. But this second iteration is so freaking complicated in certain respects that it's making me mental. But it should allow me to have a guest on here who's able to see this TV and respond with me and hear it and respond with me without hearing all these weird freaking echoes, because it has a special mix minus feature. And if you don't know what that means, you should know what that means. But here we go. All right, we're going to review this Rollo Tomassi clip. I think he's quite possibly on the Access Vegas again here.
Don't try to sleep with anyone at your job, brother. I think.
Did you keep that in mind?
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
That's
when you
Rational Nail 101. Don't sleep with it.
Sleeping with, I mean, there's not a problem if you meet someone in your job, but in your job, you're doing a job. You're providing value to society. So just behave, control your emotions. You're the smartest animal.
I want to make a point about this, because if you brought up the topic of not sleeping with your coworker, it's like, okay, a lot of people have that saying, don't shit where you eat, because it can cause a lot of problems, and that's valid. You got to proceed cautiously, wisely, but so employers pay people a tiny little amount of money sometimes, and they own your ass for like 40 hours a week. And so that winds being a huge block of your time when you're awake. And so you should sort of have the right to be in a place where you're spending most of your time and hooking up with somebody who's there if it's a really good connection. Now, I understand, because we live in a psychotic modern world, that there are issues with the society being super litigious, and you have what's the department in the company that regulates the behavior of oh crap, how can I forget that word right now? There's a department in a company where they regulate your behaviors and make human resources, okay? They tell you what you can and you can't do. And so it kind of bugs me that a company is there owning you, paying you a pittance, and they're telling you who you're allowed to connect with. What if you have a special connection with somebody? How do you get exempt from this? So I say do whatever you want, two people, but you still got to like approach. Anytime you get into a serious relationship, you should approach it with dignity and decorum and caution. But sometimes it's spontaneous. You want to throw caution to the wind and get some action. And then there's always someone who might feel victimized in the end. So this can really go sour. I recognize that. So there's the part of me that wants to say to the company, get the hell off people, leave people alone. And then there's the other part of society that'll be like, well, is there a power dynamic there where someone is taking advantage of another person? But I'm still saying, yeah, the corporation is taking advantage of people. And if you spend all your time at work and you feel like you really like that person and you could go somewhere with that person, I say take the risk, but be really super smart about it. That's my 2 cents worth, dude.
There is the one that can control their emotions, your primitive feelings. Control yourself. Ask her out.
I like
after
your
the
microphone,
job,
bro.
After the work. But during
Look
the
at that.
work, they're vulnerable. So don't hit on people when they're
SM7B. Don't hit on people when you're at work. You just have to be
Exactly.
tactful about it.
If
Dude.
I were
I
to
care
do that,
about
I
this
had
stuff.
no career.
Of course.
I've shot thousands of
Bro,
people.
this is exactly my answer.
And I
well.
have amazing friends through the career.
yeah.
In certain lines of work, you have to be a little more cautious. So if you're shooting naked women all the time, I'm sure 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, that would have been an amazing opportunity to hook up. No one ever would have said anything. No one ever would have sued. But now the world's gone freaking crazy. Yo.
They see me naked, whatever. In their parties, we party naked. All of us, we go crazy. We do whatever we want outside of the job.
Right.
But in my job, brother, I'm working.
Etiquette's gonna vary.
Providing value to society. Everybody should do the
Job to job etiquette is going to vary a lot in different jobs.
same. I don't understand. Literally don't understand it. Don't understand the question. That means everybody's trying to hook up whatever they do in your job. That's what they're asking me. I have access to women? Yes, of course. I love women. Of course.
I'm sure that regardless of how you might have to conduct yourself with certain people who are working with you directly, that being a photographer with an exceptional career photographing a lot of incredibly beautiful women. It gives you access to the social setting where, yeah, sure, you don't have to like date this one you're photographing, but it'll bring you to the club where you meet all her friends, and then all of a sudden these doors open wide up. That's the way to go, man. You, sir, I applaud you.
Obsessively do you know what I hate? When people tell me, oh, of course he has it easy. He has all these women around me. Do the same, brother. Be disciplined. Work on your physique. Talk to them. Be rejected all your
Physique.
life. Be homeless. Conquer yourself. Conquer your confidence. Brother, conquer an amazing woman.
Conquer.
Don't
I'm sure those
victimize
feminists
yourself.
love hearing that. Conquer an amazing woman, he says. Yeah, I'm sure the feminists love that one. And I'm not objecting to it. I say yes. Let us. We shall conquer the women. Conquer the women. Conquer the f***ing women. Conquer them. And back to this.
One, work for it. So I work every day. I'm disciplined. You cannot do TRT if you're not disciplined.
I was going to say.
Whoop.
Yeah, if you're not disciplined, you cannot do it.
It's making that distinction, that separation
Disciplined.
between like this is what I
course.
do. This is my. I think it's what Robert Greene describes this as live time versus dead time.
Yeah.
And so like when you are like not on
Seize the day.
on your point, not on your game, and not like putting effort and energy into where it is like the direction that you're going, that's your live time.
Yeah.
Anything that's outside of that, like your commute to work,
Downtime?
that's dead time.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Making the most of your dead time is very important, of course. But like making
Live
the
time is
distinction
at
and the
work. Work still opens those doors, is what I want to say. Work is that place where you're socialized. It's not happening when you're sitting on the toilet at home. It's not happening when you're in the shower, unless you're in the shower having a party with a group of people. It's that social life, and like the workplace is the predominant social setting for most people.
separation between like say this is my work and this is like my social life. This is what I like doing that, and I think it's becoming harder and harder, especially for people in your actually all of our lines of work right now, is making the separation between like where, like people will ask me, are you in Miami for a vacation? I'm like, no, but I'm here to work.
You enjoy it
kind
like
of.
one.
You know, I'm going to go do this
I
show.
think
We're gonna go to
when you love what you're doing, it's like a freaking vacation. Like it's a joy for you, so you do it. I do these recordings sometimes on Sunday when it's like downtime for me. I'm trying to treat Sunday kind of like a Sabbath, but I still do the things that give me a lot of joy and allow me to relax. And even though I'm wound up when I do this, the point is to feel good doing it. And so, but continue, Rollo.
entertainment. We're going to go do all the shows that we're doing. But I'm going to have a good time doing it.
Yeah,
I
of course.
enjoy it, but it's
Still
not a
work.
vacation.
I love
I'm
being-
still working when I'm doing
I
it.
It's
love
all about
playing
the
guitar,
intent.
and
Yeah.
The intent that you have inside. That's
Yeah.
all. It's all about the
I love playing guitar, and it's still work, like writing a song, sitting down and concentrating on writing a song.
intent.
It's
If
making-
you have the intent
making
of
that
hooking up,
But come on, if I were going to Florida to do a popular podcast, I would be excited. It would feel like a vacation. I don't like vacations where I'm doing nothing sitting on the beach. You're doing something really fun, so it's kind of like a vacation. It's a vacation with lots of engagement in fun activities. Come on now.
Separation.
You go on Fresh and Fit and you get to be around all those hoes. That's like entertaining as hell.
It's
Yeah.
like very.
Hoes. They're motherfucking hoes. Sorry.
Most people who aren't in your world or our world or whatever, they think of it as, oh, well, if I could get to that point, then I could nail the girls that I was working with, right? Or I could get into, I would finally be in a position where I would have more access and more opportunity with beautiful
Right.
women because now this is my vocation.
The
And what
social
happens is
setting.
when you
That's
have
the point I'm
that
making this whole
vocation
time.
starts to slip over into your personal life.
You
then
just have
get
to be
like, how
prudent
you want
and
it.
wise about shitting where you eat. You have to be mature. You always have to be decent to people. But that doesn't mean you should have to just close down all these possibilities, especially if you're someone who has like social scarcity in your life. Enjoy it a little bit, but do it wisely.
Yeah.
Right?
yes.
Well, I mean, there's that. You can be creepy at a photo shoot, but you can only do it once. You can only do it once because these girls, things change. Part of the reason why the Harvey Weinstein thing.
I bet it was
didn't
fine
happen,
50
you remember
years
when
ago
he,
to be creepy at the shoot.
Sexually harassed Selma Hayek. There was no social media back then, right? He ruined her career. There was no social media back then.
Hey, sounds
Now,
like you
if
have lung
do this,
disease.
like, you know, like I've been in Paradise Challenge before where some guy does something inappropriate and immediately we all know. And Jolt's kicked him out immediately. Like there was no questions asked. And this is really hard for guys to understand. It's like, no, you just create
What
this
are you
environment where
considering?
you
I
are
am curious to
giving
know
value to other
what
people.
you consider doing something wrong. Like, where's that line when you cross it? Like, I have lines here in my own mind when I'm conducting myself here, my behavior and whatnot. But in a club with a woman, where's crossing the line? Especially, it all depends on the character that you meet, right? Because some women are wild and crazy and they won't care, and some women will be offended by it. But this is vague. I'd like for you to say an example.
This over and over again, and now you're just around amongst a bunch of people that are common, that are very much like you. Some of them are beautiful women who become very attracted to you because you've created the society where you create value at Babes in Toyland, at Paradise Challenge,
Makes sense.
at Swimsuit USA, at Miss Brazil USA, at Model.
That's honest to God, I enjoy doing this, and what I'm doing now, for example, and I'm tying it into what you're saying. This is not just me, and I'm hoping it opens up doors to meet people, and then they get an idea of what I do and see what I'm capable of, because none of this was easy. It's like I've been breaking my ass trying to do something good here. And then I do a recording like tonight, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm like being an idiot or if this is any good. I usually review it afterwards, but I'm hoping it opens doors for me. But it doesn't mean I'm going to meet a woman and be like Nikki Sixx and grab her ass, Nikki Sixx from the 80s, and snort a line of cocaine off of it or something. I'm a sober guy, and if you met me in person, you'd realize I'm like a million times more subdued. And if I came on your show, I would be behaving like a much more civilized guy. This is my forum. This is my playground right here where I'm crazy. And I'm not going to come and talk to you guys in another setting and be the same kind of jackass, unless I really develop a comfortable rapport with the people.
This is fun. At the Playboy Presents Yandy Summer Search, at all these different places where you're just creating all this value. You don't have to do that, but you can be creepy at work, but you can only do it once.
Yeah.
You can only do it once, and then you're done.
Well,
What
I
is
love it when
defined as creepy? I mean, like, I have my ideas. I think I know what you mean, but I'd like examples of this would be going too far. This is like questionable. This is okay. Because sometimes you might really think, hey, there's something there. I like that person. And you could approach them very much a civilized, reasonable way. And yet it's at the workplace. They're just like, oh my God, this is so inappropriate. And I've had women react very stupidly to a very mild come on or something. And I'm not the guy that even pushes over that, but it still didn't stop them from being super asshole-ish in the way they responded to it. And I lost interest because of the asshole way they responded to it. You're not so hot that I won't turn my back on you if you're an asshole.
When I see these people that ask me questions about like
Ladies.
Myron and Fresh and Fresh and Fit podcast, and they say, "Oh, aren't they nailing
I'm more
all those
sticky.
girls after the show, and aren't they going out there and like because that's
Like, you don't... Rollo on his show, it's his playground. He doesn't goof around like I do. I like to say a lot of stupid shit because I was influenced by motherfucking Howard Stern and some Alex Jones.
they have the show, so they can like run these girls through and have, have their pick of the litter kind of thing." And I'm like, well, I've been probably the most.
Hey, Jules, am I pissing you off tonight? Just be honest. Am I over the top? I thought so. I know I'm sexist. I've said that before, but you're welcome here, and I'm not gonna. I might be rude with you sometimes, but I really do like you, Jules, and we're gonna get you going here, and it's a pleasure to have you here. And now back to our main feature.
Consistent guest on that show since like January 2021, and I will tell
Bad
you this
timing.
Every time I've been on there, even since the early days, they have been nothing but professional the whole
sure.
time there. Because they know the same thing. You can only be creepy once, and then it's over. And that was one of the first conversations we ever had.
Creepy
was like,
once.
You got to be careful.
There's
with,
that fucking arbitrariness of creepiness again. Like, what's creepy? How far do you have to go to be considered creepy? I think I have an idea for myself. I think I do it on here because that's the format for me sometimes. But if you meet me in person, I'm a lot more subdued, like I said before. What is the line for creepy? I really want to know because I think it's important to a lot of guys. You ought to school guys on how far is too far. And we ought to hear from women too, a bevy of women, because it'll give you an idea of how far might be too far. You don't want to get in trouble over stuff like this.
With the women that are there, and they, as far as like, getting Me Too'd or having like allegations and
There you
stuff
go.
like that, you have to be very
That's the
careful. with that.
worry.
I've seen.
And
I've
so
seen,
they have to be
saying.
like, they're very technical when it comes to
I've
that.
seen
So-
Myron get super acrimonious with a girl, and then that girl's super attracted to him afterwards. I've seen girls.
That's
Take 'em
the
off the
fucking
show and
irony
they'll
of the
fall
world
down.
right there.
Exactly right. What were
Like,
you
are you kidding me? That's the fucking dickheads who hook up with the chick and then the nice guys get left in the dark. I'm that stupid nice guy sometimes. Well, a lot when I was younger. So if I knew, if you could read a girl's mind and be like, if I treat her like an asshole, will she fuck me? And then you're like, yes. And so you're like, hey, you what the hell you doing? How you doing? I know, too far.
Yeah,
That's what they mean by creepy.
When I was young and I was rejected by women a lot, trying to conquer them and trying to hook up with them and stuff when I was
Conquered.
younger.
This man loves the word conquer.
I started
You like
this
to conquer
consent
them,
idea.
so do I.
It's a modern thing that
I want to conquer them too, but it's like if you say that kind of shit, the Lily Tomlin should be like walking off stage and not talking to you, bro.
you throw around a lot. But I always
I'm not being racist. I'm just doing an impression. That's what I do. When I can, dude.
for consent
Yes.
before I ¿cómo le puedo echar los perros a alguien?
Flirt.
Before I flirt.
I like this
So
guy.
whoever I'm gonna flirt with, I say, can I flirt with
I
you?
would never wear a fur thing like that. That is such peacocking. But it's not that I don't peacock. I guess it's just not my style. But that frilly, furry thing, that ain't for me, dude. I like your look otherwise, though. You got that edgy look. I bet you've had a lot of fun with women. More than me, I would venture to guess. I'm not saying I'm cooler by any stretch of the imagination. God knows.
I don't use this.
I'm not a photographer, and I don't have access to tons of hot women at this stage in my life at all. I need to get out there playing guitar again, because that's what happens.
Suave game
some
like
action.
we're close to each other and I feel it, I'm gonna kiss you or whatever. I don't read signs. If I want to
Oh my God, look at those.
conquer you, I'm gonna ask
Look at
you.
those right there. Those butts. I got big butts and I cannot lie. Oh, no, it's I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Yep. I know that song. What is he, like smoking crack? What are you lighting there? A cigar? Who is that? Jeez. Okay. We're done with that video. I guess I'm going to wrap this up now. I don't really have much more to say except, Gonzo, you tell your boss that you need to be drinking the hemlock. They need to be drinking the hemlock, and they need to stop corrupting the Gonzo, which, like a domino, corrupts the little children of the United States. It's very wrong to corrupt Gonzo with the things they're corrupting Gonzo with. You mother assholes. That's you, guys. Producers of Sesame Street at PBS. You are giant, corrupters of children. Is corrupter a noun? To corrupt is a verb. Can you say corrupters? It's like, I'm the decider, like President George W. Bush used to say. Anyway, digress big time. I want to just say goodbye to my owls. You've been really quiet tonight. Copy, what's your deal, man? Like, is this little lady giving you a hard time, Jules? Oh, is that right? Like, you're both just uncomfortable with the subject matter. I get it. Well, so am I, somewhat. Like these guys are saying, we don't know what is creepy or not creepy, and so we just got to really be careful with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially you, Jewel. I don't know if you've ever done any hashtag Me Too or whatever, but I know Copy can be a little crazy. I'm kind of thinking about getting a wig on Copy that is like dark hair that is silver and gray, and I think that would be kind of cool to make Copy a silver fox there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I am going to actually wrap this up for the evening and say thanks for putting up with me on this one. I think I was a little off. it felt off to me. I'm going to watch it back and see if I was inappropriate, if I went too far, and some woman out there is going to hashtag me too, or if I'm going to get a call from the lawyers at Sesame Street for picking on Gonzo. I'm going to try and find that clip from Bam Margera. I thought that was interesting. I wanted to talk about that. But I'm just going to wrap this up and tell you all, if you like this show, I appreciate you liking this video and subscribing to my channel. You see the little subscriber button if you're actually just watching on a computer. Is it down there or down there? I think it's here, right? I don't see it as I record this, but you know, eventually I might try a live show. We'll see how that goes. I hope you are all well. Peace be with you all. Yeah. Gonzo's such a little freak. He likes to dress in dresses, but that's okay. He seeks to seek. It doesn't make sense, but it rhymes. I just say what blabs out my mouth in the short amount of time. And I'm always rhyming time with rhyme. And that's not really doing my homework. And if I try much longer, I might want to smoke a longer bonger. Whatever the hell that means. I don't know. I got to cut this off because I sound like a jackass, a jack f***ing ass. That's so dumb. Sayonara. Peace be with you all.